We are joined on YouTube together right now. We're doing the whole youtube.com/the final lap thing. And so if you're listening and not watching, look at Toby's face.
God, it hurts.
He's a lobster. I mean, did you not try sunscreen? I mean, it works.
I had no clue that the situation I was going into. And
I mean, it hurts the eyes. I can't look.
And with me being very prone to being burned, I usually carry, sunscreen at the ready in my bag and stuff like that. It wasn't there. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know where it went. I don't know if I placed it somewhere else and just left it. I don't know. It wasn't there, and I was in trouble. That's what happened.
Hey, thanks to everyone who joined in on the YouTube fun last week. Turns out Kyle Busch is a good audience draw. Got like over 9,000 views. So that's kind of cool, right?
Yeah, hopefully we can keep some of them for this when they're looking at my red face. So that's good.
That's true. It was audio only, but we did some cool video tricks with the, transcription and all that stuff. But anyway, thank you so much for liking and subscribing and hitting bells and all that stuff over there at youtube.com/the final lap. Let's talk about Kyle Busch. He's still in the news. And part of the reason why is, he hit the wall pretty hard in his number 18 car. And then later, moments later, decides to run through a cone barrier over on pit road. People flying everywhere. It looks like a Leslie Nielsen movie. And, he's going full speed through the garage area until he gets to his hauler. And it turns out NASCAR didn't like that.
Yeah, I was actually surprised they let him leave the track without talking to him because it was a very questionable moment. There were cones blocking that entrance to the garage area off. He blew through those. Yeah. And not only that, then he saw people were there and freaked out kind of and just finally slowed it down as they're all scurrying and somehow nobody got hit. It was good that nobody got hit.
He almost hit that guy with a stack of tires wheeling him around.
Yeah. So there were, like 2 security guards there that had to scramble. And then you had about 3 crew members pushing tires back through there. So it could have been really bad. Luckily, he was able to get the car stopped in time. But that's kind of why, you put cones in certain spots and
well, with those cones in place, there's an expectation that there's not going to be a race car coming at you.
Exactly. So that's why people didn't seem like they were needing to be, keeping their head on a swivel there. But as we all know, when you're at the track and in your, in the pit area, garage area, you've always got to have your head on a swivel.
Sure.
But again, you expect that to be in the openings where they're actually going to be using them, not the ones that are coned off. So that's kind of a bummer.
Now, I talked to Kyle last week, and I thought he was turning over a new leaf after talking to me, and we had a great time. He was very cool and cordial. I thought this was the new Kyle Busch, and I don't have to come back and say, I told you, again, this is the Kyle Busch we love and know. I mean, again.
Yeah. Well, and we're seeing, more signs of it this year. So the last couple of seasons, he had kind of cooled off a little bit as far as that kind of stuff goes. You thought maybe with his son kind of starting his racing career, the 2 Cup Series championships now, over 50 wins in the Cup Series, over 100 wins in Xfinity. You're like, okay, maybe he's starting to mellow out.
Nope.
He knows he's good behind the wheel. Things are fine. And then this year, you had the New Hampshire incident with the, obviously, NASCAR's error by not calling, caution when there was rain hitting the track. But lost his cool there, ran into the back of the pace car, almost ripped the back bumper off. And then now, just a few weeks later, you've got this happening. So, little temper tantrums in the heat of the moment things are understandable to a certain point. When you're a 2-time Cup Series champion, I don't think you should be taking things out with aggressive driving after crashing into a wall or something like that. I think you should just kind of let it be.
I don't see how, as a fan of Kyle Busch, you can continue to justify his actions. That's just, at this point, uncalled for.
Yeah, no, I agree.
NASCAR then hammers the driver, Kyle Busch, this week for driving his wrecked race car through a cone barrier, high rate of speed, into the garage area, people flying everywhere.
Yeah, that's how it happened, too.
I know. Look at the video. They were flying. For those actions, he will have $50,000 less in his bank account. No big deal for someone of his financial wealth, but NASCAR calling it a safety violation. You think?
Yeah, and he did actually, they referenced 3 portions of the rule book that he broke. So, for their part, at least NASCAR did do something.
But is that a deterrent, $50K? I mean, that's nothing.
No, but at the same time, he does own his own team, so any little bit helps. He's got his own energy drink company that he's been trying to kind of start up and get that bolstered as well. So every little bit of finance there hurts. So I think it does hurt a little bit. It's not the biggest penalty in the world. I think if you really wanted to send a message, at least over 100,000 would have been the way to do it, and maybe some points and possibly a suspension. That would be a good way to really send a real message. But I think this kind of sets the tone for people that maybe aren't as financially stable as Kyle Busch, that have a situation like this in the future, to go, okay, yeah, maybe I should just drive it to my garage slowly at a calm pace and get out and then trash somebody on the radio or on TV or something like that. So,
I mean, this happens in public.
Yeah.
You're going to jail.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So, I mean, I don't understand why they get a pass on that.
That's a good question. And again, at the same time, a lot of people, when you're at the track, if you have a hard card, you have a pass to get back into somewhere, you've kind of signed your rights off on this kind of stuff. So at that point, NASCAR knows there's probably going to be a lawsuit if something happens. And then that's where things get into legal gray areas, and they've probably got themselves covered enough to where it would be okay. But you still don't want that kind of publicity. You don't want to be known as a sport that's running over your fans. So
yeah, for sure.
Something had to be done. I'm glad they did something. Was it enough? I don't know, but I think that somebody that will be enough, and that will deter somebody from doing it.
All right. Well, there you have the Kyle Busch segment of the program. It seems to be a weekly thing now, whether he's on the show or not. So, thank you so much for joining us on YouTube.com/thefinallap. Tell your friends about us. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that stuff. Just ignore the lobster for this week. Hopefully he'll be back to normal next week. We got to get a makeup artist or something for us, because
yeah, something's going to have to happen here.
Yeah, either way. So thank you so much, and we'll catch you next week on a brand new video here at YouTube.